been told that there are certain things that burn belly fat, and yet your belly fat looks exactly the same. But here's what almost no one tells you. Some of the most commonly recommended belly fat solutions are actually the exact things keeping it stuck. And today I'm going to walk you through 5 of them and show you how to fix them. First up is the Roman chair or the captain's chair. And you see everyone doing them, but here's the truth, they don't burn belly fat. And in most cases, they're not even close to hitting your abs. What this exercise is actually doing is overloading your hip flexors. So you're working hard, but not in a way that's going to change your midsection and probably is going to make you look worse, but more about that in a second. Instead of that exercise, do movements that actually engage your deep core, like controlled reverse crunches or pelvic-based movements. Your visible abs aren't what flatten your stomach. It's mainly the transverse abdominis. That muscle acts like a corset and pulls everything in. Roman chair movements are driven by hip flexors, not core stabilization. So instead of tightening your midsection, you're reinforcing a pattern that can actually make your abdominal wall push outward. Here's how to fix this. Switch your movements to those where your pelvis is doing the work, not just your legs swinging up and down. Slow the movement down. Use control. Think of your hips doing a crunch just like your upper body does a crunch. And focus on that inward tightening of the transverse abdominis, not just the burn. Leg flutters, or leg raises, or a combination of them. But again, it's the same problem in disguise. Most of the movement is coming from your hip flexors, not your deep core. And you're putting excess strain on your lower back. Instead, you want exercises where your lower back stays controlled, pressed against the floor. Because what happens is when your legs are moving quickly like that, your body automatically defaults to stronger muscles. And that's your hip flexors. Next time you're doing any lower ab movement, check this part first. Can you keep your lower back gently pressed into the floor the whole time? If not, then the exercise is too hard for your current level of core strength. Now, even if your core work is solid, there's another mistake that doesn't just affect your abs, it affects your whole metabolism. The problem is you're using the same weights over and over. High reps, low weight, but if the weight never challenges you, it's not changing your body. No signal, no change. You need progressive resistance, gradually increasing that load so your body has to adapt. When you challenge your muscles with enough resistance, you create a demand for your body to build and maintain lean muscle tissue. And that's what increases your metabolism. So start paying attention to the last few repetitions of each set. If you get to the end of your set and you feel like you could have gone a few more repetitions, anywhere from 2 to 5, then the weight is too light. You want to feel like real hard work towards the end. That's what sends the signal to your body to change. Now, even if you fix your training, there's something on the nutrition side that people swear speeds up fat loss. But in reality, it often slows everything down. And that's keto and very low carb diets. So you might cut carbs and see the scale drop quickly and start to think, yeah, this is finally working. But a lot of that early drop isn't fat. It's water and glycogen and maybe some muscle too. And over time, going too low in carbs actually works against you. So instead of cutting carbs completely, you want to use them strategically around your workouts and early in the day. Carbs are your body's preferred source of fuel for strength training. When you remove them too aggressively, you get weaker. It's harder to recover, can increase stress hormones, which push your body into storing fat, especially in the belly. So while it looks like progress at first, it usually leads to plateaus and rebounds later. So instead of cutting carbs out, focus on meal timing and balance. Combine carbs with protein and fibrous carbs, also known as vegetables. These are a few videos I did on the best combinations for fat burning. Links are also in the description. Now let's say your training is strong and your nutrition is balanced. There's one method that people rely on for fat loss that can backfire fast, especially if you're not doing it the right way. You've probably been told just do HIIT training to lose belly fat. But here's where it breaks down. Most people aren't actually doing true HIIT training. Either the intensity isn't high enough or the intervals are too long. So instead of short, powerful bursts, it turns into this middle ground of just uncomfortable steady state cardio. And that version doesn't trigger the metabolic or hormonal response that drives fat loss. So again, high effort, but not the right kind of effort. What actually works is true interval training. Short bursts of genuinely hard effort, followed by a full recovery, then repeat. When intensity is high enough, that's what creates the afterburn effect, where your body continues using energy long after the workout is over. It also creates a hormonal environment that supports fat loss. Pick a short interval, like 20 to 30 seconds, where you really push hard to your max. Then give yourself enough recovery to actually be able to do it again at the same intensity. If every round feels the same, you're actually doing it right. If you're just dragging through it, it's not true high-intensity training. So if you've been doing everything you were told to burn belly fat and nothing's working, here's what's really going on. Endless ab exercises like sit-ups, Roman chair, or leg flutters won't work. Weight training where your weights never change and you never challenge your body won't increase your metabolism. Extreme low-carb dieting backfires and slows down your metabolism. And high-intensity training has to be structured the right way to actually work. Focus on what really works. Weights that are truly challenging, eating carbs at the right times, and high-intensity training structured the right way. You don't have to do all of those at once to see changes. Fix just one or two, and you'll give your body a reason to change. And if you want to get it all without guessing, I've put it all in my Fitness Makeover program. The link is in the description.